Hey guys, it's time for another read aloud. But guess what? It's the last day of school. So I thought I would read to you Last Day Blues. Now, even though it is the last day of school, I'm still going to try to do some read alouds on YouTube over the summer. So if you press the subscribe button, then you can get notifications when I post a new read aloud, okay? So you don't have to miss me too much. So we're going to read Last Day Blues by Julie Danberg, illustrated by Judy Love. What do you think this book's going to be about? Last Day Blues. What do you think? Last Day Blues. Last Day Blues by Julie Danberg, illustrated by Judy Love. On the Monday morning before the Friday, that was the last day of school, Mrs. Hartwell took attendance. She sighed as she called out the last name. "I'm going to miss all of you," she said. The kids nodded in agreement. "I'm going to miss my friends," said Shannon. "I'm going to miss Daisy," said Dan. "I'm going to miss chocolate milk and pizza for lunch," said Joe. Everyone felt a little blue thinking about the last day of school, even Daisy. Who's Daisy? Right, Daisy is the snake. That afternoon during recess, the students talked as they hung out on the jungle gym. "Mrs. Hartwell said she's going to miss us," said Alexandra, swinging from a bar. "We should get her a present to cheer her up," said Eddie, hanging upside down by his knees. "I could give her the rest of my sandwich. It's my mom's bologna special," said Josh. "Or a coffee cup. Or a new pin, the kind with feathers and beads." The students thought and thought, but couldn't come up with one single idea that they all agreed on. "We'll think of something tomorrow," Eddie assured everyone as they lined up at the drinking fountain. On the Tuesday before the Friday, that was the last day of school, Mrs. Hartwell read the final page of their last read-aloud book. "I'm going to miss circle time," said Mrs. Hartwell. "I'm going to miss science," said Emily. "I'm going to miss seeing Miss Hartwell wear her safety goggles during science," said Jack, giggling. And so, before they got too sad, Mrs. Hartwell put on her safety goggles one last time, just for fun. "We'll definitely need to cheer up Mrs. Hartwell," said Andy during recess as he jumped out of a swing. "Any ideas about a present?" Eddie asked. "Nope," they all answered back. On the Wednesday before the Friday, that was the last day of school, Mrs. Hartwell brought in her super-duper sugar cookies with extra frosting. "I'm going to miss snack time, but I can't wait for barbecues by the pool," said Jack. "I'm going to miss recess, but I can't wait to play hide and seek outside after dinner," said Alexandra. "I'm going fishing. I'm going to the beach." Egypt. I'll miss school, but I can't wait for summer vacation, said Josh. The class discussed their summer plans and drowned their last day blues with another round of milk and sugar cookies. I don't know whether to be happy or sad today, Andy said the minute they all arrived at the jungle gym. Mrs. Hartwell is sad, said Olivia. She probably doesn't want the year to end. While we're swimming, she'll be reading her old lesson plans, said Walker. And while we're playing, she'll be trying to remember the fun times we had this year, said Dan. And that's when an idea zipped, zapped, and zinged through Eddie's brain. I know exactly what'll cheer her up, Eddie said, jumping down from the jungle gym. The class agreed. It was perfect. Wonder what it could be. On the Thursday, before the Friday, that was the last day of school, Eddie raised his hand right after Mrs. Hartwell started language arts. We need some privacy, please, he said. And so Mrs. Hartwell took down bulletin boards with her back to the class. She never even peeked. Well, only once. On the morning of the Friday, that was the last day of school, the students dashed into the room. They snapped open the shades for the very last time. They did their chores for the very last time. They fed Daisy for the very last time. And as soon as the bell rang, they couldn't wait for Mrs. Hartwell to see her present for the very first time. The last day of school makes us so blue. We'll miss recess and pizza and reading too. We'll miss Daisy and cookies and friendships true. Snack time and science and learning new. We'll miss spelling bees for our test review and groundhogs that play peekaboo. The year's been great, a big wahoo! There are many things to miss, it's true, but mostly what we'll miss is you. Later on, during recess, Eddie said, I think Mrs. Hartwell liked her present. I just hope it helps, Margaret said. Poor Mrs. Hartwell, they all said sadly as they pictured their final goodbye. Teachers must hate the last day of school. And then it was time. The bell rang. Goodbye, the students called as they rushed out the door. Goodbye, Mrs. Hartwell called after them. And then she returned to her empty classroom. It's just you and me, Daisy, she said. I am sure going to miss them this summer. But I can't wait for vacation. Now, I'm so sad that it's our last day together, but y'all all have done such an amazing job all year. And I know my first graders, they are going to rock the second grade next year because they are so awesome. And I have loved having you all in my class all year long, even though it was a crazy year and we had to end up doing it over the computer. But that just makes it all the more special. So, like I said, I'm going to continue doing read alouds, so press the subscribe button if you haven't already so that you can keep up with my read alouds during the summer. And what I want you to do is I'd love to hear what your favorite memory of the school year was. So, I want you to send me a message or a note or something and tell me what was your favorite memory from this school year. Can you do that for me? Great. And don't forget to press subscribe so you can still see my videos. Have a great summer, and guess what? I love you all so much. Air hugs!